Yo, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Hope you guys are all doing well today. This video is going to be sort of kind of a rant, mainly just talking about Tarkov, man. I saw Clean put a YouTube video out, kind of did exactly what I was thinking about doing, so it gave me a little bit of drive to make one myself. Listen, the wipe is coming. Obviously, anyone who pays attention to the game or who has not lived under a rock for the last month understands that wipe is coming. For those individuals who have been living on the internet like us nerds, you doing real jobs and living real life. Tarkov has been having events for give or take about a month and some change. We've had events, everything from loot drops, where you're fighting for loot that has randomized loot inside of it, like it looks like weapon crates almost. We've had abada stems, which made you, after you pop the stem, you had to kill 30 PMCs. If you died, it literally the stem made you one shot. It was the worst event out there. We've had every boss on one map event, which is something we've kind of wanted to see for a long time. It's fucking sick. It was one of my favorite events, and we've had a ton more that I'm probably forgetting. It's been a lot of fun. Most of the events have been fun, which brings the question, when is wipe? I've heard everything. I know individuals who, like myself, think it's going to be this month, which brings me to another statement. Tarkov released a tweet saying that they were going to have watch the next episode of Tarkov TV live on July 19th at 5:30 p.m. BST or 12:30 p.m. EDT. Podcast will be focused on the current and ongoing work and future plans. See you on, and then twitch.tv in their battle state. That is very, very exciting news, and here's why. The majority of the time that Tarkov does anything to do with Tarkov TV, it's for major releases, major updates. If it's not, they'll tweet out basically dev talk, let's just have a conversation, blah, 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 blah. But they love to drop absolute bombshells on their community live and in front of everyone to watch the reactions. It's their thing. It's what's made BSG so iconic in today's world, is that every single time they've ever given us a pretty sizable update and or wipe, they've been on stream. Got to watch Dimitri, we got to watch Nikita, we got to watch all those people sit there, make jokes, and see their thousands and thousands of dev hours come to fruition. And it's very, very exciting. Brings me to my next point, what to expect. So the patch that we're going to be getting is a 0.14.00 constant update, or 0.14 is what we're calling it. We've already passed the third, well, I mean, I guess we haven't. We're currently just passing here. And the transition to Unity 2021 is currently in the works in a private server that you have to apply for, but cannot be streamed, and you have to sign a NDA to be able to even play it. I'm not even going to talk about this. This is a positive video. The update 13.1, majority of this has kind of already been worked on. Improving hit registration has already been shown some love. This last update, we had some desync updates, and we also had some hit reg updates. I haven't been hitting people nearly as much, and they have been dying very fast. So it's very nice. But increase the accuracy of position of matters, players in the client, which is also, I mean, that's desync, and that we have seen this. Noticeable increase in FPS in online raids. We have seen this everywhere but streets. Reducing the chance of encountering the desynchronization of the server, network traffic, and optimized RAM, blah, blah, blah. So I'm pretty sure they've already pushed this update before they push Unity 2021. I'll say that they already have, because this is all the stuff that we've already been seeing. And I could have my timeline messed up, but all these changes we have been seeing, and they've all been working, other than the memory leaks. The memory leaks are worse now than it's ever been. But anyways, 0.14. So some of you guys have seen this picture. If you haven't, we'll just kind of go over it briefly and we'll talk about it. The Streets of Tarkov expansion. So just like Woods are going to be expanding the borders out of Streets, there's going to be more area to explore, more people in the raid. They want Streets to be the largest map in the game currently. So, which it is, but they want it to be even larger, like 2 times the players it is now. They want the map to be an absolute war zone, and they want you to have to tactically clear building to building slowly and methodically, and making sure that You know, at any time you can get shot in your ass. BTR on streets, for those who don't know what a BTR is, it is a militarized weapon. It's a car basically with a 30mm cannon on it, and it fucks up in every single game I've ever played with it. It's very, 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 very cool idea. We're finally getting vehicles. New boss for street. So there's supposed to be a boss. From what Clean's said, it's going to be a boss that is carrying around an RPD, shooting 150 rounds of SMB and absolutely ripping through buildings, and he's probably gonna be the scariest boss that we've had so far. We're talking about 150 rounds or 200 rounds of one tap you to your thorax below level 4 armor. So it's not gonna be any joke. He's gonna be legit. He's gonna be some monitor breaking skill from that boss, and it's going to be very frustrating. Vaulting. That's something that we've been waiting on for a long time. I mean, hell, every single person here has tried to jump over something and watched someone like Willers and wanted to kick your door just right on the corner of it with your pinky toe out of frustration from not being able to jump over a damn penny. But Willers can jump on a roof with the movement he has. Vaulting's huge. Being able to go over sandbags, being able to jump over, like even whenever you're doing the interchange run, being able to vault over the medians. Vaulting's a game changer. Really, really good for movement, and I'm very excited about that. Armor plates for the body and reworking hitbox and the kit presets. So obviously, for those who don't really know how armor works, there are built-in armors, but that's kind of what armor looks like in real life. It's plated armor that you slap into a rig and you go. They're going to be adding that into Tarkov. No more of the standardized, like, you know, hey, we're just going to slap on a slick and it's protecting our whole body and bullets aren't going to hit us through our entire thorax, and we just got to worry about our stomach and our head and our legs, of course. No longer. They've been hinting this, and they've been saying this for a long time, over a year now, that they want to add legitimate hitboxes for open areas that aren't protected by armors like slicks, like killas, like any armor in the game that is a thorax armor. So for example, whenever you throw a thorax armor on, it's front and back, but your sides are open. So what we would like to do, I see a lot of good players doing this, is you run from doorway to doorway, right? Trying to get information by side looking. Well, if they shoot you up under your armpit or in your side, that's no longer going to be protected by armor. So if you get shot by a 5.56 round or 7.6239 round and you're running from cover to cover, you are going to die. It's like getting shot without wearing any armor at all. You're going to be able to have armor when you're fighting someone heads up. You're going to be able to have armor on your six. You're not going to be able to have that side ribcage armor because you don't actually have that. I think this is a positive change. I think this is very, very cool. I think it's going to change the game back to somewhat casual when it comes to the way movement is. I know there's a lot of individuals in here who have fought 12-year-old kids on Adderall, and it seems like they're moving at the speed of light while you're sitting there moving at the speed of your mother walking from her bedroom to grab a cup of water. And 100% you are, because of weight changes, and we don't even need to get into that. Well, now you're going to be able to punish those individuals. So people who like to run around like crazy, yeah, it's a nerf, but it is what it is. It's good for the community. Weapon animations when interacting with the cover, that's more of just like, for example, if I'm up on a wall and I don't want to peek out, you know how we can take the gun, we can angle it out and blind fire. That's kind of just a better version of blind fire. Left shoulder shooting. I mean, that for me, left shoulder shooting is game changing. I cannot wait for left shoulder shooting. That has plagued this game since it came out. I can't tell you, especially at the higher level of PvP in Tarkov, how much holding a right angle is just so ridiculously better than a left. I'm very, very excited for that no longer to be a thing, and for us to be able to switch to our left shoulder and be able to f people up holding a right hand angle because they didn't hear about the update or something. But mainly being able to tactically fight better in a game as realistic as Tarkov. You want it to be tactically sound, and that is an absolutely monumental, huge update. Hideout expansion. Listen, I don't give a shit about the hideout expansion. If you guys want to look up more information about that, that's on you. Randomized loot containers. Most people don't even know what that means. Randomized loot containers, as some of you guys will go, is, oh man, they're already random. Well, the cool thing about a complete randomized loot container is that it's like opening up a case on CS, right? Stay with me. Okay. When you open up a case, or you open up, I'm sorry, you open up a box in Tarkov right now, weapons box, a regular box, or whatever. Majority of those have a loot pool, stuff that can be inside of them. For example, in labs, those black boxes, you open them up, they'll always have one green lunchbox and then loot of some kind. And it draws from a loot pool. Well, with the randomized, it could truly be anything, like a mystery box, like walking into a Nike store, they got a mystery box of shoes. It could be from flip-flops to who knows what the hell, Yeezys. You don't know what you're getting. So randomized loot boxes are really, really good because it truly adds that next element of what's behind the door factor. You know, it's the reason why I like to go into marked room and you guys like to go in different areas. Although that's the higher epsilon of loot, still a randomized loot container could maybe spit out a LEDX, could maybe spit out a Bitcoin, something that is very valuable but is also completely unexpected, which is always good in video games. A rework of recoil mechanics of all weapon types. Listen, I feel like that's something we don't even really need to talk about because we don't know what to expect. We've had recoil that goes up to the sky, we've had recoil that doesn't do anything. I think they're trying to find that middle ground where players enjoy it, but it's also somewhat, you know, realistic. Quick pistol transition. This is something I'm excited about because it's one of those things where it's good to have. As a solo player, you need every single thing that's possible. It's like playing a druid in World of Warcraft. You need every type of survivability, from being a tank, from being a agile, to being able to heal yourself. Well, in Tarkov right now is, let's say I'm using a VSS and I unload a mag, and right whenever I go to reload, if there's a duo or a trio and I just killed one of them, that duo is going to throw himself at me because he knows I'm reloading. He hears the animation. There's nothing as a solo that I can do. I can switch guns, right? But you can't carry in 2 guns into a raid because it makes you overweight. So majority, 98% of the time, we have one gun on you, you go to reload, they push, you die. It's that quick. What this does is let's say you're reloading and they push. You can then quick draw your pistol out, punish, holster your pistol, and finish the reload, and or shoot, switch, pistol out, hold, wait, pistol back in, then reload. You don't know if they're gonna have paused reloading, but hopefully they will. That's huge. It's a big help for solos. Anytime you can add a way for us to defend ourselves is good. And even squad players, you know, majority of you guys are, it's good for you guys too, being able to see a scav instead of going with your loud SA58 or your loud M4A4. You can just switch to your pistol while still having your gun in hand, so you're not screwed if someone pushes. Tap the scavo, reholster your suppressed pistol, come back out with the M4. Changes the dynamic of the game, changes the dynamic of moving tactically with your squad and being able to be successful. I like that a lot. Suppressor durability, sound variations, subsonic ammunition. For those who don't know what subsonic ammunition is, I think 98% of you guys know what it is. Subsonic ammunition makes a suppressed firearm be even more suppressed. So for example, behind me right now, you probably see I have a MCX Virtus right there. It has that suppressor can on it. If I were to shoot standardized 5.56 ammo out of it, it would be somewhat more suppressed for sure, but nowhere near as suppressed as subsonic. Subsonic ammo is 100% made to be as suppressed of a round as you could possibly have it. It is a round built for suppression. It is a round built for as little and low amount of volume produced by the firearm as possible, and is a game changer, which means one thing, in my opinion. If you're shooting a bullet or you're shooting a gun with a suppressor can on the firearm and that you don't have subsonic bullets, it's no longer going to be completely suppressed around the map. For those people, individuals who don't understand how suppressors work in real life, suppressors don't make your gun silent. Hey, as crazy as it is, as many James Bond movies and Hollywood movies you've seen where people are having suppressors and all of a sudden their gun goes from making a loud noise to maybe being completely silent, not how they work in real life. So being across the map and still hearing someone shooting a suppressed firearm with non-subsonic bullets is 100% a real thing. It is probably going to be what the devs put in the game. I think this is a good thing because, again, it adds more of a way for people to identify where other individuals are on the map. It adds that other level of realism to where if you do see, let's again, like say a scav or something, being able to switch to a subsonic mag, or being able to make that decision on the go on whether you want to be completely silent, somewhat silent, or loud as. So I think it's a good idea personally. I don't hate the idea, and it adds that element of realism again into the game. It's not like my favorite thing, but it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. Ammunition loading interface, that's just, you know, that's just more fluff, as I call it, more eye candy stuff that makes the game look good. Sight brightness and adjustments. So as a hollow, on a hollow sun, let's say on any firearm, especially ones behind me, you can turn up the brightness of the holographic that is permitted, which is the crosshair, some of you guys call it, or just the hollow itself, sight. You can turn up the brightness and you can turn down the brightness, so you can see more around what you're looking at, or you can just truly just see the hollow itself. That's really cool because you'll be able to customize more of your character, and at the end of the day, that's what we want. We want to be able to customize ourselves depending on how we want to play. So that's cool. That's an awesome feature, and one of the first games I've seen it in. User interface rework, again, just making it look better for the general consumer. Quest rebalance, again, this is all things that are like, it sounds good, we don't really know what to expect, so it's hard for me to talk about it. Rebalance of levels and skills and mastering, again, just making the weight training and different stuff better. Bipods and stabilizing firearms with cover. Oh Jesus. There's gonna be bipods in the game. People are no longer gonna run out of arm stam, even though, like, to be honest, like, this isn't really something you should be afraid of. It's not going to change a lot because, I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, bipods don't really change anything. Laying down, you don't lose arm stam anyway, so who gives a shit, really? And that's kind of it. Like, you get a helmet, flashlight, choosing body parts to high key, AK-12, PKM, RPD, ASVT 40, 9A91, UBGL for SCAR, and other stuff. So all in all, that's pretty much everything that we know of that are planned for the primary updates in point 14. Apologies. So I think the question kind of goes now is, what's my opinion? Where are we at? Well, the roadmap is something that they've actually pretty much stayed true to. I wasn't optimistic. I thought that they weren't going to actually stay with the roadmap like BSG usually does, just kind of like do whatever they want, and then that's just there for consumers to look at. They have been staying up with their roadmap. If for people who haven't played the game at all and haven't been watching my stream, the game is getting better. I know. Take a deep breath. The game is getting better. It's crazy. For the last 2 years, we've been getting nothing but updates that have regressed the game and have made the game worse. Their recent patch with the desync and the hit reg and all that other good jazz rework and fixes has worked, and the game feels PvP wise 1,000 times better. I'm enjoying it again for the first time in years. It's very fun. The reality of the situation is this: I hate to talk about cheaters. I hate it. You guys know me. I don't want to talk about it, especially in a YouTube video. It's supposed to be a positive video. They're still out there. Hey, listen, you know, the thing is that Tarkov hasn't really told us anything about their anti-cheat. Hopefully they decide to add more anti-cheat, more layers of anti-cheat, I should say, or a new anti-cheat or something. Not really something I want to talk about, but the reality is, for those who are like, well, the cheating situation better. The cheating situation is better because there's less players. There's no reason to cheat other than ego at this point. You know, you don't have people cheating for money. You don't have people cheating for this, cheating for that. The reality is that people are cheating because they're just cheaters at this point. They're just low life weirdos. Hopefully they decide to do more things with the anti-cheat, add more layers of anti-cheat. But with that being said, I truly am excited about this next update. I think this is going to be the biggest update we've had to this point. If they actually do 90% of the things that they say they're doing, which I really do think they are going to. I think the reason why we're still waiting for wipe is because they want to make sure that what has happened the last 2 wipes doesn't happen again. They rushed the Lighthouse expansion and the Lighthouse wipe. That entire wipe was them just fixing Lighthouse and trying to make it better, and to be honest, it's still bad. There's the Streets update was also rushed, which was our fault just as much as their fault. We were begging and pleading for a wipe. They finally said, fuck it, let's push it, and it wasn't ready. This wipe, they're not doing that. They're taking their time and they're making sure that they're ready for the wipe. and that it's going to be successful, especially with Arena coming out. It's something we haven't really talked about. I think it's self-explanatory. Like, Arena should be cool, and hopefully it comes out and it's super successful too. Just adds another thing for us to do as Escape from Tarkov players, and it's really, really exciting. So let's get down with it. Do I think you should be playing the game? I've made videos basically saying how the game was gonna be dead because of the hacking situation and cheating situation. As everyone else, I was very frustrated and upset about the game and in the place that it's currently in. Do I think you should be playing the game right now? Yes. I think that if you are going to take a wipe seriously, or if you just want to have fun, you need to be playing Tarkov right now. The reality is that Tarkov is not a game where you can just pick up like a sandwich and be completely fine. It's not going to work that way. It's not like Call of Duty. You're gonna have to get your teeth kicked in for about a week and a half, 2 weeks before you're even mechanically sound in the game. Why do that in the first 2 weeks of wipe and fall behind because you're struggling and you're sucking? Do that now. I don't care if you're level 5, level 10, level 15, 45. You need to be playing Tarkov, because at this point it's any day now, and I would rather be prepared for too long than not to be prepared at all. So if I'm you and I don't want to stink, and I can find time in my weekend or my week or whatever, start playing Tarkov. There's less cheaters. It's actually enjoyable. There still are some cheaters, but they're not every single raid like they used to be. Again, there's no reason for them to be. There's no reason for them to be playing other than ego. So it's better. It's a lot more fun. It's enjoyable. Desync's better. Get on the game. Okay, I'll be the one to tell you, get on the game. And that's about it, man. I haven't been this excited about the game in a long time. For those who haven't been watching stream, again, I've been playing every day last 2 weeks, and it's a ticking time bomb on when that wipe's gonna hit. My question to you is when it wipes, are you gonna be ready? I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna fuck you up. Or are you gonna be ready? I appreciate you guys checking out the YouTube video. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll see you on wipe day.